Hello everyone, I am Dr. Ajay Singh, Assistant Professor at ABS Engineering College under the University Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, Lucknow. Today I am going to discuss on the topic theory of retail development under the subject sales and retail management KMB MK01 third semester subject. So, in the previous lectures I have discussed about the retail sector, how it has evolved retail sector, what are the different formats of retail sector, what are the different structures of retail sector. Now, I am going to say I am going to discuss the theory of retail development. Now, the application of each theory varies from market to market depending on the level of the maturity and socio-economic condition in that market, right. So, there are different theories has evolved because of competitive pressures, the investment in organizational capabilities and the creation of sustainable competitive advantages. So, different concepts, different abstract, different models, different theories has evolved over a period of time. It requires the implementation of strategic planning by retail organizations, and growth in the retail is result of understand in market signals and responding to the opportunities that arise in dynamic manner. So, basically how the situation has changed, how the demography, how the socio-economic condition of the country or the market has changed, how the people preferences has changed over a period of time, how the economic condition of the people have changed, what are the people, who are the competitors, who are the players who has come up in the retail sector and how they have taken the advantage of those competitiveness, how the planning has took place, how the strategic planning has been done and implemented by retail organization to acquire your customers, to get your end users and customers, and how the new opportunities have evolved. For example, it has started with traditional format from Hearts and Melas to store to these kirana shops and kiranas to hypermarket and supermarket. How it has evolved, how the journey has come, how the education level of the people have changed, how the consumerism has increased, how the income level has risen, how the companies, how the countries have developed, how the companies have changed their modus of operandi, how they have changed their working style, how they are working on the resources, how they are working on their developments, how they are working on the technologies, how they are giving cost effective solution, how they are working on their operational efficiencies. These all factors have resulted into the development of a retail model, retail industry. Now, the classification of retail theory, it has three form. First is environmental, second is cyclical and third is conflict, that is conflictual. Now, in environmental theory what it change, where a change in retailers is attributed to the change in environment in which the retailer operates. So, environment consists of both internal and external environment, which you know very well. Internal environments is your internal framework about your employees, about your organization, about your mission vision, about your products, about your processes. So, how it has changed, how you have worked on those internal environmental changes, and external environment is the competition, is the market, is the competitors, is the price war, right, is the government, is the legal actions, is the legal framework. So, how this impact basically the environmental factor changes the retail pattern. Now, cyclical pattern is where a change is follow a pattern and phases and can have definite identifiable attributes associated with them. Over a period of time the change occurs, every 5 years, 7 years, every 10 years the change occurs, the changing preference of the customer changes, the technology changes, earlier products become obsolete, the pattern, the behavior of consumers changes, due to which the retail changes, and then retail structure changes. And third is conflictual theory. What it says, when there is a competition or conflict between two opposite type of retailers, it leads to a new format being developed. When nowadays there is a stiff competition among the competitors, stiff competition among the retail players, big domestic players they are coming up, big international players they are coming into the retail market, and retail market is everything, it covers everything, right from clothing, watches, telecom sectors to service sector, everything is retail, everything is end user, consumerism has increased, due to which competition has increased, due to which thinking idea, operation working model, retail structure has changed. So, conflict is one of the emerging technique which has given a retail theory. Now, environmental theory, what it says, as there is a famous saying by Charles Darwin, fight for the existence and survival of the fittest. So, it is the environment, it is the market in which the best survive, it is the competition, it is the product, it is a price war, it is a stiff competition to increase the customer, to increase the market, to increase the profitability. So, it is the best in terms of technology, in terms of product, in terms of customer service, in terms of reliability, consistency in services, in products, standardized product, better feature product, better equipped products. Change in retail is attributed to the change in environment in which retailers operate. The modus operandi has changed. Earlier the environment is different. Earlier the countries were restricted to their own government, to their own organization, to their own country. Now it is a global market is your environment. Global people, global cultural environment, cross cultural environment is there. People from different culture, people from different economic background, people from different countries, they are producing the same product across the world, right. So, market, the environment has changed, way of people thinking has changed. Core of the theory is ability to adapt to change successfully, how you are adaptable with the change. You can see many of the businesses which are doing very good earlier, they have now finished from the market. You can see the Kodak films, how Kodak was obsolete, now it is no more in the market, right. How television has diminished from the market, how radios have diminished in the market, because they have not updated as per the technology. Various products, various company, they did not changed according to the system. Even the big players, you can see now the Big Bazaar, the retail king Kishore Bhiyani, who has once upon a time he was known as a retail king, and he has given new dimension to the retail sector in India, either in food, apparels or in clothings. Now they are selling their stakes to different companies. They have sold their stake of Big Bazaar to Reliance. The reason is they are unable to change themselves with the time. The technology has changed, the way of thinking has changed, the store formats have changed, they have not come into online mode, they have not come into these e-retailing mode. Somewhere they have lacked in the technology, somewhere they lacked in the operational efficiency, and which resulted in failure of the business. So, it is the environment, it is the market, it is the situation which keeps on changing, world is changing, time is changing, market is changing. You have to change according to the business needs to cater the needs of the customer, solution to give the right products and right solution, right technology and right use of methodology to give the products to the customer. Environment changes, you have to adapt, very similar as living creature adapt as per the change in the environment, change in the weather conditions. Similarly, businesses have to adapt with the changing environment in terms of political, legal, social, economic and cultural differences, in terms of fight for the existence and survival of the fittest. People in the best in the industry is going to survive, people who do research and development, people who think innovatively, people who are going to be the market leader, they have to think differently. Every time you have to keep on researching, understanding your customers, entering the retail scape of the world, how the world is going to change, how the economies are going to integrate, how the political and social environment of the country and the continents are going to change. That needs to be understood by the competitors. that needs to be undertaken by the retail businesses, then only you can survive in the market. So, this is the theory which has evolved. Cyclical theory, that is retail innovators. Earlier what is that? How it was projected, how the retail was projected, low price operators, low cost structures, low profit margin requirements offer real advantage, take competition away from the take consumers away from competition. You can see how a big player comes with a low profit, with a low margin and with a low price product in the market, and they capture the market with the market penetration strategy. This has been possible because they have understood the market, they have understood the people, they have understood the pattern. If some company is doing very good, how you can compete with that? You have to come up with innovative product, you have to compete with low price models, you have to play with profit margins, right. So, similarly retail innovators prosper. How they prosper? Development and establishment of business, how they are going to develop and how they are going to establish business, what are the time period, what are the duration which the business cycle changes, lose focus on what was important earlier. You have to understand what is going to the future market, what is going to the future trend. Now the trend is of technology, now the trend is of e-retailing, now the things will change from traditional retail to e-retail. Give space for new entrant to repeat process, discounted and low structure, how cost efficient, how use of technology can ease out the cost, how you can make it more cost effective and less, how can you reduce the profit margin and increase the customer base. So, all the pattern it keeps on changing. The similar thing is people come, what is the cyclical theory? People come initially as a low price, initially you have to come as a low price product, low cost alternative to the customers, and you develop, you image, and over a period of time then you give a premium product and then you charge a price and then you lead the market. So, initially you have to enter into the market and then you grow into the market and then you finally achieve maturity and then finally you decline. So, that is a cyclical process, how retail company enters into the market, how it goes through different stages of the market and how it finally declines. Conflict theory, what is that? Stiff competition among the customers exists between operators of similar format of broad retail categories. Now, you can see there are different formats: hypermarket, supermarket, discount stores, specialty stores, convenience stores, right. These stores are coming up, they are fighting on the product category, on the price margin, right. Factory outlets, they are giving the same branded product at cheaper cost. So, they are not involving any stores or any outlets or any dealers. So, that is why they have lesser price, they are taking lesser price to the customers and becoming favorite of the customers. So, retail innovation leads to development of more format and does not reduce number of formats available to customer. Companies are coming in both online and offline mode, stores mode, online mode, direct delivery mode, right, third party mode, all those modes they are coming up, they are trying to acquire the customer from every mode. So, number of formats are increasing, they are not decreasing, they are increasing, whatever the mode may be a television, maybe through television sales, maybe through videocast, maybe through Airtel airport retailing, maybe through traditional retailing, maybe through online retailing, whatever the mode they are coming up, because a lot of competitors are there in every mode. So, they are competing with it. Retail dialectic process, that is how you are going to develop new formats, how blend two opposite formats, they are coming, they are mixing with each other, two opposite companies, the two opposite formats they are coming up and they are mixing up into a new format. So, there are basically three things: first is thesis, second is antithesis and third is synthesis. What is thesis? Individual retailers. Earlier what is there? Individual retailers were there, they were selling the products in their own stores, they do not have they do not have any organized kind of stores, they used to operate in one country, one city or one place. Now, antithesis has come up, antithesis is basically departmental store has come up. Departmental store, what they do? They have variety of assortments, they have variety of products, they have variety of merchandise, they have variety of they have both food and grocery products, electronic products, apparels and other things. Synthesis is the evolution of supermarket and hypermarket. Now, supermarket and hypermarket, you know, Big Bazaar is a hypermarket. It depends upon the area. If the square feet area is greater than 50,000, it is considered as a hypermarket. It is between above 25,000 to 50,000, it is considered supermarket. Hypermarket, how it operates? Hypermarket is basically a wide merchandise. It works on low operating cost. It has a wide variety. It has a wide choice. Whereas supermarket, you have a little lesser product categories. It works on quality. It works on specific, you know, product food categories or product categories, maybe especially deals with food and grocery or other other retail markets. So, this is how they have evolved, how the competition, stiff competition has come up between supermarket and anti markets, between the different departmental stores, different individual retailers. So, it has evolved the retail formats, different retail formats. Now, changing structure of retailing. Why retailing is changing? Because of technological advances. Technology is changing. With the impact of technology, people are more tech savvy, consumers are more technology dependent. Through internet, through email, through mobiles, they are being connected. They are connected to online store. They are connected through, you know, they can understand, they can give review, they can understand product, they can get the visualized product. Even before the demonstration of the product, people are aware about the product before the launch of the product. Changing demography is changing and shift in consumer preferences. Demography is changing. Demography means customer education level, customer geographical location, customer buying preferences, gender based, male, female, their preferences are changing, their income level are changing, education level, literacy rates are changing, they are becoming more educated. The gender discrimination is over now. Male and female, they are buying, they are coming with, you know, they are shopping, they are increasing their income, they are working and they are buying products to meet their needs. And shift in consumer preferences, people have changed, their preferences have changed. Earlier people used to save. In India, if you talk about people used to save, they do not used to invest too much, they do not used to express too much, but now their preferences have changed. They are spending so much, they are living their life, they spend too much on their lifestyles, right. So, their expectation has changed and has brought change in retailing structure. They are demanding more branded products, they are demanding more quality products, they are ready to pay price premium. Different models are coming up. Different models means payment techniques, different payment hassle free payment techniques are coming up. Different formats are coming up, right. Different stores are coming up, various, you know, various formats, such as, you know, right from the convenience store to the supermarket. There is a structure retail, there is a retail people operating, retail organizations operating. So, it has following three theories. First is wheel of retailing, how the cycle of retail moves. Second is dialectic process, and third is natural selection. It all bases on the basis of technological changes and demographic changes and cultural and shopping preferences. Now, what is wheel of retailing? It is basically a theory of cyclical or circular development, how the things are changing, how in a cyclical pattern, how some company comes with a low cost margin, enters into the market, build their competitive stiffness, improves their products, use of better technology, capture the market, earn the profit, grow, capture the market, and then again some competitor come and the downfall of the company takes place and a new format and a new company comes up. So, it is a cyclical process, right from the introduction to growth to maturity and then to decline. The wheel of retailing concept describes how retail institution has changed during evolutionary life cycles. As I was discussing earlier, how initially the retail came was hearts and melas in rural areas, then government bodies have started come, khadis and government promotions and government schemes, government stores. They were distributing rations and other things at the government agencies involved. Then private players came into picture, retailers came into picture, wholesalers came into picture, right. Then how the retail format has changed, how the structure has changed, how they have come from stores to, you know, hypermarkets and supermarkets, and now online retailing, how they are moving to change with the help of technology, they are moving to online stores, virtual stores. The future is of virtual stores, where there will not be any physical existence, there will be only virtual, there will be no technology, you will order virtually and you will get order virtually. New retailing institutions enter the market as low status, low margin and low price operation. This is a strategy. This is the very first strategy of any of the retailer. They enter as as a low status and low margin product. They give a low price product, and they were initially considered to be inferior products because they are offering the product at lower price range, and slowly, gradually consumers start using because of low price. Then they keep on working on their quality, they improve the quality, they improve the promotion, they improve the advertisement technique, they improve the number of stores, they improve the market, they improve the customer, and they become slowly they achieve a success in their domain. As these retail achieve success, attempts are made to increase the customer base and sale. Similarly, they are working on the quality, they are improving on the brand image. We can take simple example of private level brands. How they have, what is private level brands? Basically, it's our store brands or in-house brands. What they do? They provide competition to the national brands. For example, big stores, big retailers like Reliance, like Tata, like Aditya Birla, these groups, they are coming with their own products. They are manufacturing their own products and selling under their own outlets. The purpose is to increase the profitability, to increase the customer base, to provide the value to the customers. They are giving value to the customer. They have entered as a cheap and alternative products now. They are competing with the national brands. They are improving over the quality. So, how they have achieved? How they have entered as the lowest price and low margin products, and it was especially used when the economies were not doing good. When there is economic crisis, then these private level has emerged, in-house brand has emerged, and now they have become a strategy of retailers. They are coming, they are giving stiff competition to the national and the leading brands. So, how they have evolved over a period of time from a low price product to the premium products. They are coming into every segment now, every product segments now. Products are upgraded, facilities are improved, and new services are added. So, slowly, gradually, what they do? They improve their services, the new value add-ons they keep on giving, the new quality, the new features they keep on changing, and they keep on increasing price and margin. They keep on capturing the market shares. Slowly and slowly, their cost becomes high and their price becomes high, and the customers start purchasing those higher price products, and they create their own brand image and brand perception about their particular products. New retailers enter the market to fill the low status, low margin and low price niche. The cycle begins again. Again the new retailer comes, again the new model comes, new products come, low cost alternative products come, and they try to enter into the market, and they slowly improve over the quality and the growth. So, this cycle keeps on moving. This is a wheel, hence the retail store tribe passes through stages of growth and decline, and this is a continuous cycle. Any of the retail player, they emerge like this only. What trend has observed? Initially big players, they come. Nowadays big players are coming. Initially small players, they used to come, they used to give low price product, they used to give low cost alternative to the consumers, and they create the market. Suddenly a big players comes and they evacuate them from the market, and they lead the market. Then slowly they again start then another process, another product, another retail segments, and they emerge as a new retail stores in the new product areas. So, it is a cycle which keeps on moving. It is a pattern how any sector, how any retail evolves. That is why it is called wheel of retailing. How it introduces, how it grows, how it matures the market, and how it declines. So, it is a complete cycle. Now, the dialectic process. What is dialectic process? It is a blending of two opposing store types into superior form. Right. Example, specialty stores offers specialized merchandise, a wide array of services and attractive surrounding to large and diverse market. So, what has happened is, earlier only one store format was there. Now, people are coming with mix of different types of store format, and they are known as specialist stores. They are giving specialized merchandise. For example, you go to outlets, retail outlets, where earlier it was exclusive outlets. They have only one brand, maybe a Van Heusen, maybe a Levi's, or maybe Peter England, or maybe some other leading brands, maybe that BlackBerry brand. Now, Pantaloon has emerged as a specialist store in apparels. They are apparels, they have emerged, or Shoppers Stop has emerged as a specialist stores. They are giving specialized merchandising. They are giving clothing and apparels of every brand. They are providing shirt, trousers of every top leaders of every top brand, and even also they are providing the merchandise, the apparels, the clothings of their own, own their of their own unit, of their own manufacturing unit, that is private level store brands. What is the purpose? The purpose is they are giving variety, they are giving the variety of option to the customer, and they are giving attractive surroundings to large diverse market. They are trying to capture the maximum. They just do not want any kind of customer comes, whether it is a brand conscious customer, whether it is a price conscious customer, or whether it is a product conscious customer, any kind of the customer they want to tap it. Now, they are not only Shoppers Stop, they have not only come up with this fooding and clothing, but they are into accessories also. They are providing different accessories, different cosmetic products, different watches, different daily needs products, different different kind of bags and leather products. They are also shoes also they are offering. So, they are coming up with different types of stores, all the products. You do not have to go to shopping at different stores. You do not have to buy formal or dress at one store and shoes at another store and watches at another store. What you do? You go simply to one store, Shoppers Stop, and you will get every product, every brand there available. A lot of merchandising, a specialized format, leather shoes, leather footwear is also there, watches are also there, accessories are also there, right. All your daily wearing clothings, men clothings, women clothings, all things are there, all the family members, even kids clothings are there. So, that is the dialectic process in which the stores are coming up with the formats in which there is a mix of both kids, women's, men's, all the apparels are mixed, and they can come up to capture the market. They are coming up in the new format, they are coming in the new way, and they are coming with different options, different different promotional offers, different discounts and different schemes, right. So, that is dialectic process. Next is natural process. Now, what is natural process? A retailer store evolves to meet changes in micro environment. What is micro environment? Micro environment is basically a environment in which you have your own understanding, for example, about your own employees, about your products, about your services, right. Within an organization, your own internal layout, your store layout, your merchandising, your product category, your assortments. So, you are making the changes, you are changing the layout, you are changing the directions, you are just to attract the customer, just to increase your database, customer base. The retailer that successfully adapt to technological changes, social changes, demographic changes, economic and political and legal changes are most likely to grow and prosper. So, basically a lot of changes in terms of technology, in terms of social and cultural values, in terms of income and political and government forms are taking up place. So, this is how naturally you evolve as a retail format. That is all. Thank you very much.